All right, guys, real quick. We got the DeWalt Tstack box here. Great box, guys. I really don't want to do this. I'm probably going to have to buy another one of these because if you know, why is it so zoomed in? This is one of my favorite boxes for keeping my batteries. And what my plan was, and I'll have, if anyone's interested, these are pretty much giving these away. These are $7 right now on homedepot.com. I'll have the link if anyone's interested. This will work with 3 different boxes here. Your DWSTI or DW1708, DW1707, and DWST17805. All right, my plan was to actually, now you see how great it stores, and you know, I've had this packed. Again, I use, this battery shouldn't even be in here. Where is it? This battery, you guys know about this. I'm going to have a video on all these Milwaukee batteries, but this is the 6 amp hour, guys. It's not that great of a battery with the outdoor power stuff, only because, believe it or not, this battery is heavier than this battery. All right. Whoa. So you have the 9 amp hour battery and a 6 amp hour battery. All right. Not too much of a difference in size, obviously. I mean, obviously, this has 21,700 cells, so it's a little bit longer and wider. All right, but, you know, with the outdoor power stuff, this really is probably, you know, the best battery. Now, the 8, which I have, is basically the same size as this. All right, so, but all in all, I really think the 18650, this is a high capacity 18650 that's in these 9s, really formulated for the outdoor power stuff. All right, so it's pretty much the best battery for it. But as you can see, the 5 is much smaller than the 6. All right, and runtime wise, I mean, maybe I get an extra 5-10 minutes with this with a trimmer. And I love using these 5s with the trimmer because it just makes it that much lighter, and I still get like 35 minutes with this battery. So I like having 2 or 3 of these in here, but I got a couple charging. But like I said, I ended up losing one of these along the way. But and these things are built like, you know, I've been running these for, you know, 2.5, 3 years here. I had 6. I ended up losing one. I don't know what the hell happened to it. I think I left it on my truck. I recently lost it, so I'm not happy about it. I put it up on my truck and I probably drove off. But anyway, what's great about this box here, and this is a very cheap box, guys. I'm talking like $17. All right, not as, you know, not as tough as the Tough System, as you guys are familiar with the Tstack stuff, but you can just load batteries in this box. And actually, let me tell you, what my plan was to bolt this in my trailer. Okay, just like this. I don't know why this is zoomed in so much, but I was going to bolt this on my trailer just like this. It was going to be bolted in. Okay, when I needed something, you know, I would just pull this down, and I was going to put the foam in here. All right, the issue is with the foam, you really can't get as many batteries in with the foam. I've been kind of playing with it here, and if I kind of do it, and you got to leave some space, obviously. I don't think I can get, if I could get 3 of them. Now, again, you got to leave some space in between, and I just don't think I can do it with this foam here because of the size of the box. All right, maybe I could, maybe I can't. It's something I'm not gonna really get too crazy on trying. I still might do it. I might actually do it with a Tough System box, but I like this box because it's super compact, super light, and I love it. It's just an awesome box. You know, the Tstack Craftsman are the same thing, guys. But it's just a really nice box. So anyway, so that was the plan, was to bolt this just like so onto my trailer when I needed a battery, and I have the foam in there to kind of keep them, you know, when I'm hitting bumps and just normal driving with a trailer hooked up. But we're going to use it with the DeWalt Impact because I need this in my truck anyway. And I'm probably going to do the same thing. I'm probably going to put this on the wall. All right. Now you do get a bag with this, guys. Let me hook up my little ding-a-dong-dang. And then we'll kind of, this thing's zooming in on me, which I don't really like too much. All right, let's move some of these batteries here. Okay. All right, so as you guys know, you get the charger here. You get your impact. All right, again, really made for light duty stuff, but awesome for what I'm using it for. You know, changing blades, you know, lug nuts, stuff like that. Mostly just for changing blades on a quick fix there. You always got to have an impact wrench. I've actually been rocking with the subcompact in here, Makita, which I love, but I just kind of took it out. And you got your batteries here. You get 2 batteries. This is still $99, guys. And you get belt clips. You get a belt clip too. All right. So what do we want to do here? Let's move her up a little bit there. All right. What we want to do is fit this in here. Let's get all this dirt out of there. It's a little wiener package. All right. Then you want to get your foam here. And we'll see how easy this is to do. It should be pretty simple here. Alright. Just want to open her up. Alright. I have no idea why this is just zooming in. Alright, so again, this will work with the 3 different boxes with the Tstack. There's foams for the tough system as well. And I think they make other foams as well for the Tstack. Okay, so you can kind of level this how you want to do it. Alright, if you want to put all, you know, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different sheets in here. Now it's kind of pre-cut for your box here. You just gotta fit her in there, press her down. All right. So, really nice. Fits in there like an absolute glove. All right. Now again, it's something you can do with batteries. I'm actually kind of thinking now. I just don't think I'll have enough room. I'm sorry, I just want to... Yeah, it's probably just worth getting a tough system box, which I have plenty of. Alright. So, now, what we want to do is pretty much just measure out what you want to do here. You want to put her like kind of right here. You don't want to get too close. Maybe right here would be good. That looks pretty good. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Actually, you got to kind of... You got to go where these dots are, guys. On the outer edge, there's no squares. So that's not what you want to do. All right, so once you make your cuts, guys, you can just kind of pull these out. All right, once you kind of make your measurements and everything. So we're gonna put her like so here, right? All right, so you got this, like I said, you got like 5 of these. These are the 4. What do you got? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The first 4 here, these are the ones that you kind of want to take out. All right, and you can just pull these out. Obviously you got to use 2 hands here, but they come right out. And you can put these back in if you have any issues, if you kind of want to, you know, put a different tool in there and it's not as snug as you like. All right, so you kind of just measure it, and I'll give you a look-see when it's all done. All right, guys, it's easy enough. I like the Bosch foam a lot better than this, guys, to be honest with you. But fairly simple. You just really cut, and you're just ripping these out. You don't even really need a knife. If you stick your finger in there, you know, between these, and you can kind of pull them out. You know, it works great with the batteries. I actually had this a little bit smaller, and I had the battery in there. This foam really works good with batteries. It's just that this box isn't big enough. So I'm going to definitely look at the Tough system and see what I can do, because the foam is pretty good. You know, with the impact wrench here, it's in there, but you know, it does what it's supposed to do, right? It's not going to look perfect or anything, but what you're trying to accomplish here is you don't want this stuff, you know, flying around your box, right? And everything's kind of still in there, all right? And the charger, who cares about it? I had to put a an extra, see, I had to leave room for this. So for chargers, it's kind of a pain in the neck. So I'm just trying to kind of force it. Maybe it'll do better like that. Yeah, that's better. But it does what it's kind of supposed to do, guys, all right? You rip them out. You know, you can kind of put them back if you want, but they're not going to work as good as when they're back. I left plenty of room here for some more batteries, right? Maybe if I want to get the new 3 amp hour 12 volt, I can do that. There's still a little bit of room over here, but you know, it fits great and it does what it's supposed to do, guys. And they're giving this pretty much away right now. It's like $7, unless the price went up. I did buy this probably a month, 6 weeks ago. But yeah, here's one piece I kind of put back in there to kind of make it look a little bit tighter, but this ain't moving. You know, I could take this one out. You know, do what you want to do, whatever gives you the most. Remember, take out as least amount as possible, right? Because once you take out, you can't put back in. All right, it's like cooking a turkey. If it's overcooked, you got to throw it in the garbage. If it's undercooked, just put it in for a little bit longer, right? So same thing with this stuff, guys. But Tstack, and again, this stuff will work with the Tstack, with the Craftsman stuff. You know, the tool stuff, it's fine, and that's really what you're buying it for, to keep your whatever impact driver, impact wrench, drill driver. You want to keep that in place, but it really shines with like batteries and stuff. And that's, again, that's what my main plan was, to kind of keep my battery secured. But really, this box just isn't a big enough box. I'd only probably be able to get maybe 5 batteries in this box with this foam, and it's not enough. But without the foam, I can get 10 batteries in here, and I'm talking the big suckers, some 9s, a 12, you know. But here it is, guys, real quick video. Tstack foam. Links below if you're interested. $7. Peace. And guys, keep this foam, guys. You never know when you're going to need, you know, these kind of foam little pieces to do something. you know, I already have something in mind that, you know, this would be great for. So, you know, you don't have to chuck them. You know, you can if you want, but believe me, if you're one of those crafty guys that kind of keeps everything and just uses what you have, these will come in handy. These little foam pieces, especially that you can kind of break them, you know, so you can kind of split them up and stuff. But again, that's totally up to you. All right, people. Peace, peace, peace.